This is an idea that a good few of you have suggested, but I had initially avoided it since normally when we do a last 7 video, we follow it up with where are they now? And since the World Cup only comes along once every 4 years, inevitably, most of them are now retired. But in the end, I decided to do it anyway, just looking at the players themselves and their careers with less focus on what they're up to now. And if this does well, we'll probably do a similar one for the last 7 Golden Ball winners. Between 1930 to 1978, there was no award for being the top scorer at a World Cup. From 1982 to 2006, the top scorer was awarded the Golden Shoe, and since 2010, it has been known as the Golden Boot. Here are the last 7 World Cup Golden Boot winners. James Rodriguez, 6 goals. This summer's World Cup finals in Russia is likely to see the highest scoring Golden Boot winner since at least 2002 and possibly 1970, with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Romelu Lukaku and Harry Kane all having been quick out the traps. The top scorer at the 2014 World Cup was Colombia star James Rodriguez. The highly impressive attacking midfielder took the finals by storm, scoring in every one of Colombia's games, including one of the goals of the tournament against Uruguay. Rodriguez made a big money move to Real Madrid after the finals, but is currently halfway through a 2-year loan deal at Bayern Munich. Thomas Muller, 5 goals. It was a 4-way tie for the Golden Boot at the 2010 World Cup finals in South Africa, between Thomas Muller, David Villa, Wesley Sneijder and Diego Forlan. FIFA awarded Muller with the Golden Boot though, since the German international had 3 assists to his name as well, whilst none of the others had more than 1. Somewhat surprisingly, only one of Muller's goals came in the group stages, as he scored a brace against England in the round of 16, finding the net once against Argentina in the quarter-finals, and once more against Uruguay in the 3rd place playoff. Miroslav Klose, 5 goals. There were low-scoring German top scorers at both the 2010 and 2006 World Cups, yet Miroslav Klose still comfortably won the Golden Shoe in 2006, with Hernan Crespo and Ronaldo tied in 2nd place with only 3 goals apiece. Klose is the all-time record goalscorer at World Cup finals, and the 2006 World Cup was the 2nd consecutive finals in which he scored 5 goals. Klose scored a couple of braces in the group stages and once in the quarter-finals against Argentina. Ronaldo, 8 goals. The highest scoring player at a single World Cup in this 7, and indeed since Gerd Muller in Mexico in 1970, Ronaldo Luis Nazario de Lima struck 8 times at the 2002 World Cup, jointly held by South Korea and Japan. Having won the Golden Ball in France 4 years earlier, only for his unusual health problems before the final, the way in which Ronaldo bounced back for Brazil was a mark of his class. He scored in every single game except the quarter-finals against England, and most notably beat Oliver Kahn twice in a 2-0 Brazil win in the final. Ronaldo was a truly jaw-dropping talent, and it's worth noting that he was already past his best by 2002. He went on to score 3 more goals at the 2006 World Cup, but was left out of Dunga's squad for the finals in 2010, playing for Corinthians by that point. Davor Suker, 6 goals. Croatia finished 3rd at the 1998 World Cup, getting knocked out in the semi-finals by the hosts and eventual winners France. It was a gifted group of Croatian players, but the primary reason for their success was the goal-scoring exploits of Real Madrid forward Davor Suker. A really clinical striker with good technique, Suker scored in all but one of Croatia's games at the finals, including the winner in his country's 3rd place playoff game against the Netherlands. Hristo Stoichkov and Oleg Salenko, 6 goals. The only actual tie in this 7, inasmuch as FIFA awarded the Golden Shoe to both players rather than picking one based on who had more assists or played fewer minutes, Hristo Stoichkov and Oleg Salenko both netted 6 times in the United States. The players' 6-goal hauls came under very different circumstances. Salenko scored 5 goals in a single game against Cameroon, which is a World Cup record, and once more against Sweden. Russia went out in the group stages though, making Salenko the only World Cup Golden Boot winner to have gone out before the knockout stages. Stoichkov, meanwhile, was the talisman in a Bulgarian side that reached the semi-finals. Stoichkov scored decisive goals in every one of Bulgaria's knockout wins, as well as a consolation goal in their 2-1 defeat to Italy in the semi-finals, ultimately running Romario close for the Golden Ball. Salvatore Schillaci, 6 goals. As you may be able to tell, 6 goals seems to be the benchmark for winning the World Cup Golden Boot over the last few decades, and that was the magic number for surprise star Salvatore Schillaci at Italia 90. The man they call Toto spent most of his career outside of Italy's top flight and only ever scored more than 6 goals once in Serie A. And yet he hit that same tally of 6 goals rather more impressively from only 5 starts at the 1990 World Cup on home soil. With deep set eyes and a menacing expression more commonly associated with a serial killer who has been afforded his own Netflix documentary, Schillaci's rise to world stardom was as rapid as his disappearance, and by the 1994 World Cup, he was playing his club football in Japan. So that's it for our 7. Let us know your thoughts and any other World Cup ideas you'd like to see from us in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for the People's channel of HITC Sevens. Also, we recently set up a Twitter account, so you can now follow us and get in touch. Our username is simply @HITC Sevens.